Aries, hello and welcome to your winter 2024-2025 shapeshift reading. We are looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shapeshift looks and feels like for the winter season. I'm Andy, I'm your reader, and I'm joined today by the Wild Chorus Oracle deck by Abacus Corvus. So, this reading is meant to carry you through the entire winter season from the winter solstice in December until the spring equinox in March. I recommend that you watch this reading at the shift drop in December at the solstice so you can get an idea of what themes might be coming up for you this winter. Then watch it sometime January, February, about halfway through, to check in with how the reading is now resonating with your lived experience halfway through the season. And then again at the end of the season, to look back in hindsight and connect the dots to see how you have shifted through the season. All right. Aries, the shape you're shifting out of this winter. Okay, the shape you're shifting into. Sure. And what that shape shift looks and feels like. Oh, nice. Oh my gosh. Yes. Gorgeous. Okay, let's look at this together. So we're starting the season off with a clearing. Something is needing to completely clear out so that something else can begin to grow up with the mushrooms and the foxglove. The second card with the mushrooms and roots says the depths rise to meet us. And then the final card is no rush. So this is really apt to prepare for spring. Essentially, the shapeshift is speaking to me of what winter can do to sort of clear the slate, to clear the air. If you ever go out in the snow on a crisp winter day and just breathe in that air, it is this clearing out experience. And by making some sort of space this winter, you are opening things up for the depths to rise up to meet you. So there's almost this sense that you don't actually have to do anything. This season is not about you getting active and getting after it and doing all of these things, which instead it's actually just about making space and clearing things out so that whatever is wanting to grow in your life can rise up from a very deep and rooted space. Rise up to meet you here at the surface, where then it can let itself be known to you, and slowly over the course of the spring and summer seasons blossom into something beautiful without any need to rush that growth process. Okay, so actually this reading is basically me saying you don't have to do anything. The best thing you can do this winter is not do, which I know can be sort of infuriating advice for an Aries personality, but if you want to get active about something, get active about clearing, making space, clearing things out. Get into the back of your closets, get it all out, and sort and purge and throw away and simplify your life, your experience. And doing that in the material realm will open things up for you energetically as well. So you're doing this sort of purge and energetic clearing physical clearing to make space for something new. And you don't have to know what that is yet. In fact, I think it's even better if you don't, because what the shapeshift looks and feels like is you allowing your own depths to rise up to meet you. And in winter season, things underground have a chance to really like root and establish. And there's this whole kind of underground world that is very much still happening beneath the surface, even when everything seems to be covered in snow and not alive and just completely dormant. That's not actually true. There's really a lot of richness in the depths. And if you just make the space, it's like it's almost like they will naturally rise up to meet you as the snow melts and the soils begin to warm, transitioning into spring. And this energy feels, and then you can look forward to beautiful blooms above the surface as the seasons go by, spring and summer. But it's like no rush, because these beautiful things take time to grow, and they can only really grow in their season. So there really is no rush. There's no need to jump ahead. And I like that for the astrology for this season for you as well, because you've got a Mercury retrograde and a Venus retrograde stationing in your sign and going back into Pisces. So there's some sort of like Aries, Pisces slowdown for Venus and Mercury and the nodes are shifting from Aries into Pisces. So there's something going on there between these two signs that is bringing shifts through slowing down processes of rethinking, revisioning, re-envisioning. And for you, that is a much less active process and much more passive. And it's really encouraging you to just like, don't think, make space. Just make space. Let it reveal itself to you. Let the depths rise up to meet you. Let's read that card. Okay. Surfacing, emergence, and hidden worlds. Soil holds vast quantities of organisms. 1 cup may contain as many bacteria as there are humans on Earth. Add to this springtails, nematodes, and miles of mycelial filaments, and the underneath world is teeming with life. Most of this underground life stays unseen until the conditions are ripe, until Aries season, until the spring. Like after a rain, when hundreds of ghostly mushrooms dot a familiar landscape. Where yesterday we could skim along the surface, today we are reminded of all that's below. When you pull this card, the hidden worlds would like your attention. The invitation here is to work with whatever hidden or buried feelings are emerging and ready to be felt and heard. Or you may be called to pay attention to the bacteria, viruses, and other invisible creatures on your own body. The call is to stay present and aware of what is coming up, even if fear or resistance is trying to pull you away. Ultimately, this card asks you to be ready to collaborate with what is hidden as it emerges. You are not in control here. But that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Expect surprises. Honor context. Whether inside or outside, it may be a great time to look for no longer buried treasure. Honor the messengers. Calm your nervous system so you can attune to what is present and not what you fear. Collaborate with what is usually hidden. Look for secret sources of support, like a web of mycelial networks in the soil. Remember hidden connections. Okay, wow. Making space for the unseen to reveal itself to you. and there is no rush for that growth process. Okay, Aries, this is very, they're dangling a really beautiful carrot for us, these cards. So we're going to get into it now. I've got two other decks here with me. Isabella Rotman's This Might Hurt, and her sister deck, This Might Help. And we're going to use both to see what's really going on with the clearing process. If we can get a little peek into the depths that are rising up to meet you, and then like what is slowly blooming with no rush over the course of the season or even beyond. So if this is resonating with you so far, Aries, and you'd like to see the rest of this reading, click the link in the description below and that will take you to the shifting space. This is a community where we investigate these readings over the course of the season together. We will watch the readings together. We will chat in the Discord, track the transits as they unfold. We'll pull cards for each other. If it sounds like a supportive space for you, I hope to see you over there, and we will keep pulling cards together. Okay, Aries, we're clearing things out. There's no rush. There's no big shape shift here, honestly. It's just a clearing and a space making process, and letting something unseen slowly reveal itself to you over time. So talk to me about clearing for Aries.